Hi my loves, it's Sam. So today I'm sick, but I have been testing out a self-tanner for you guys that I recently just purchased. If you're not familiar with Love Island UK, you really need to get familiar with it because it's the best show. Season 5 specifically, we love. We got obsessed. There's so many episodes and we fell in love with Molly, Mae, and Tommy, as well as Curtis and Maura. But I absolutely just loved Molly Mae, and when I found out that she was coming out with a self-tanner, I was like, I'm buying it. Because first of all, her tan was unbelievable, which probably most of it was real because they were in Spain sunbathing all day long, so I'm assuming it was pretty much real. But I just feel like, you know what, she knows what good tan looks like. She's probably gonna put out a good product. I found out that she was coming out with her own self-tanning mousse. I was like, yes, please, take my money. It was sold out, and I was like, no! And then they restocked, and I was like, yes! So super excited. So I bought the body mitt, the face mitt, and the extra dark self-tanning mousse. I'm gonna be showing you guys exactly what everything looks like. I'm gonna be testing it out, putting it on my body. I'm a huge fan of self-tanners. I used to be a tanning bed queen. I worked in a tanning bed for years. I tanned twice a day, every single day for years, and I was leather. And my skin was very, very dry. And I was really dark, but my tan was bomb. Like, my tan was amazing. However, it did a lot of sun damage, and I'm currently having to, you know, live with that now. So I don't self-tan anymore, or I'm sorry, so I don't tanning bed, whatever you want to call it, anymore. I self-tan, and I usually do it like once a week or once every like 10 days. You know, it is quite hard to find a good self-tanner that lasts really well, that wears off nicely, that it's easy to apply, that you don't stink. So I really just was excited to try this out and give it a good go. I put it on yesterday. Good morning, my friends. Today I'm going to be trying out the Filter by Molly Mae Tanning Mousse Extra Dark, and Jay's hiding behind it. I got the mitt, I got the little face mitt, and then I got this. So she was sold out for a while, and then she restocked, and I was able to get my hands on it. So I'm like super pale right now. I just completely scrubbed off every self-tanner that I had on before, and my skin is like quite a blotchy color naturally. It's like very uneven, so that's why I get a lot of questions about like, why do you self-tan? It's like, oh, because my skin does not look nice. It's like very kind of blotchy and like yellowy with pinky blotches. It's just not that great. So today we're gonna give this a go, and I'm just gonna let you guys know what my thoughts are on it. So I'll be applying it today, and then I'll let you guys know tomorrow, once it's set, how it worked. And then I'll probably give you guys an update as it wears, just to see, like, you know, because sometimes they wear off really bad and sometimes they wear off really nicely. So we're gonna apply this, and hopefully it works really, really well. Okay, so here's everything that I'm using. So I always do the Righteous Butter first, and I put that on my ankles, my feet, my hands, my wrists. I can't get my rings off right now because yeah, we had soy sauce last night, and now I'm super swollen from the salt, and I just took a hot shower, and now my rings are stuck. So normally I would take all my rings off, but anywhere that's kind of like bony, your wrists, your elbows, your armpit, like that kind of area, you're gonna put the lotion on. And then I have the Filter by Molly Mae Tanning Mousse Extra Dark. This is what the Velvet Tanning Mitt looks like. So that's for the body, and then there's just a mini one for the face. I love the color, I love the packaging. Let's go ahead and take this out, and I need to take off my bracelet as well. So I kind of like how it came in that little cardboard container. So this is what the actual tanner looks like. So really lovely, just very nude, nice kind of simple, clean packaging. It is a mousse, which that's what I'm used to. So we shall see how it works, and I'll show you kind of my legs before, and then I'll show you them once I have one on, or you know, the layer on. Okay, so here is my before. I've actually been outside a little bit with the kids, so I'm not terribly pale on my legs. Okay, so here is after one layer, so obviously that's the before. I do like the fact that the mitt is so light, because then I know which side I've used, which, like, when normal mitts are black, it's like, which side was I on? I can't remember. The thumb is a bit awkward. It's kind of like poking, like, it's kind of in the way, so I kind of wish, although it does feel very easy to hold on to, it's kind of a little bit awkward when you get around crevices, because then you're like, you have this random little thumb just poking out. But that is what my legs looks like as of now. So yeah, there's my feet, legs, knees are looking nice. I will say it is a little bit difficult to blend. I do get a little bit of streaks.
like as I'm doing it, I kind of like had to give it a tap afterwards because there was definitely some streakage going on. So we'll have to see how that kind of works out once I've set. But as of right now, the color is great. Really, really dark, instant results. It's looking beautiful. Smell is very nice actually. It's quite fresh. So I'm actually really happy so far. It's just that little weird thumb and the fact that it is streaking just a little bit, but once you tap it out, you're fine. I have put it on. It looks like I have a massive streak here, but I swear I put it on my entire face. That's really weird. Do you guys see that? Where it's just like really dark right there? I might have to try and add some more in this section because it's looking like really strange right here, and right here. That's very weird. But it was a bit streaky to apply, but I think it'll end up being okay once I rinse off. We shall see. So yeah, as of right now, it's gone on really nicely. Like I said, it was a bit streaky, but I think it'll be okay. I think I figured out how to like get them out in the end. You just kind of work at it a little bit more. The face is looking weird. Hands are looking right. I'm trying to talk. The hands are looking great as of right now. I have a feeling the knuckles might be a little intense, but the wrists look good. Everything looks nice. It's just my face is looking weird. So it recommends 4 to 10 hours. It says wait 10 minutes after application before dressing. It says the formula is fast drying and lightweight. However, we recommend allowing 4 to 10 hours for tan to fully develop. For the deepest tan, reapply filter by MAE 1 hour after first application for a healthy sun touch glow all year round. So I might just do that. I might do another application in 1 hour and then I'll be really dark. So I'm gonna go fix my face because right now I don't know what's going on, but I swear I applied it all over my face. It's very strange. Okay guys, so it has been a few hours. I didn't redo it an hour after because I still felt a little bit like not wet, but like it was still a bit tacky. So I just figured I would just wait a little bit longer. My face is kind of evened out a little bit more after that second application. Still a bit weird here where I have like darker spots anyway. Yeah, it's definitely looking really nice. It's looking really even. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a second layer now like they recommended. I'm not gonna redo my face or my hands again because hands, feet, and face can be a lot darker. So I'm just gonna do the rest of my body. But I'll show you my legs like the before and then after the second coat. Okay, so I've just applied my second layer to this leg, not this leg. So this is the leg after 1 coat. That's after 2 coats. So it definitely does make a difference applying it another time. So we'll see what I look like tomorrow. I'm either gonna look terrible or fabulous, but we will find out.
Okay guys, it is the following morning. I have not showered yet. My gold is full force today. I'm feeling like total cockapoo. I wanted to show you the color before I shower, and I'm sitting under the light. Let me just switch off the light. Wait, where is the light? Oh, hold on a minute. Oh. So that's what it looks like without the light. So you can see like I'm pretty tan. It like worked so well. This is the darkest I've ever been with any self tanner. Also like my face is like super puffy because I'm sick. But yeah, like that's without lights. You can see it got me dark, like super duper dark. That is what it looks like with the light. So it is basically the darkest tan I've ever seen ever in my life. It is a bit of a green tone in this camera, which is weird because in real life, yeah, I suppose there is a bit of a green tone to it. It does kind of collect in your pores a little bit, if you can tell. See how it's kind of like sitting in my pores just a little bit, especially on the bottom of my legs where like I don't know, my legs are just down here, like the pores are, I don't know, the hairs are thicker or something. Up here I don't have any hair. So anywhere that you have like hair, you know, like bikini line, bottom of your legs, probably your armpits. Well, actually it's not too bad in the armpits. It will kind of like get stuck into the pores. But we'll we'll wash it off and then see what it looks like. But as of right now, I'm like so impressed with this tan because it's super dark. It's not coming off in the camera as well as I'd like it to, but it looks great. I feel super dark. My hands did great. Like, look at that. Normally, you have some kind of like, I mean, it's a little bit splotchy on the wrist. Wrists are so hard though, but it looks good. Like, for me, I think that is not bad at all. Considering how dark this tan is, I think the hands look really, really great. So I'm gonna jump in the shower and then we shall see what it looks like when I get out, because usually you're really dark and then you shower and then you're like, where the heck did my tan go? So I'm hoping that because it's so dark at the moment, once I shower it'll be like the perfect color. But again, let me turn it off because I feel like that's kind of like the truer color, is kind of without that fluorescent light. Like, it is a really beautiful color. Yeah, it looks good. Let me go stand in front of that natural light. That's in front of like actual just the window light. So, you know, I think it looks pretty good. It's pretty dark. And that's kind of hard to tell because obviously the light is like blasting in, but I think that I'm really impressed with this tan. I can't wait to shower. Okay, so I've just gotten out of the shower and put on the exact same clothes. I obviously don't know because I haven't seen the footage like next to each other. Obviously when you're showering, a lot of color comes off in the water, so it goes down in the drain and you're like, bye friend, I love you. But when I got out, I was surprised at how much actually stayed on. Like, I still feel like I look very, very dark, and it almost looks more natural now. Like, before it was like a little bit too dark, whereas this, I feel like it looks like I've been on vacation and I've got like a real tan. And then let me flick on the light for you. Again, this light's terrible. It makes it look really green. It is not green anymore. It looks very natural now. In the, like, you know, without this, in the camera it's looking a little bit more green, but in real life it just looks very, very natural and very, like, I just went to the beach. Obviously, because the real light is shining in, it makes me look really pale now. But I'm definitely still tan, but it's definitely way more natural looking. And I think that the color is really nice. It's not too green, it's not too red. It's just like perfect. I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update as far as what it's looking like days later. So it is on day, when did I self-tan? Do you remember when I self-tanned, babe? How many days? It's been 3 days? 3 days? Yeah, okay, so it's been 3 days. I have showered every single day since then. I have not used the scrubby, like the actual loofah on the rest of my body. I always just do it like on the armpits and like, you know, but I don't want to like scrub all of it off my body, so I just get the soap in my hand and apply it that way on the rest. But I would say it's doing really well, like considering it's been 3 days. I've taken really hot, long showers because I've had a cold. So, you know, it's like your only relief when you're in the shower. And I think that it's looking really, really good. Like, it's very natural. It's not super dark anymore, but it's still like dark enough to where I feel really tan. And I think it's wearing off really nicely. Like, that's my hands, that's my wrists. It's not looking crazy at all. No. It's not looking bad in any way. My skin hasn't felt dry either, which is nice because a lot of tanners will make you feel really tight and dry, and that hasn't happened at all. And I've got no patchiness. I mean, there's a little bit of a line on the wrist, but like, it's kind of just one of those things that happens. Knuckles got a little bit as it's been wearing off. The knuckles are a little bit dark, but like I said, it's not bad. And the feet look great. I'm really happy. I think it's looking really, really good. And then my face, it's worn off a little bit on my face just because you like exfoliate your face more, but I think it's still looking really nice. It's very natural. It doesn't look like crazy or anything. So I'm happy. I think this is a great tanner. I can't wait to use it again. As of right now, I don't care for the mitt. I think the actual way it applies is fine. It is a bit streaky. The only problem is that it kind of has a cuff that is quite tight around the wrist. So when you're switching arms, if you've already done this arm and then you're going to, like, you know, when you switch the mitt, it's quite tight on the wrist, so then I feel like it's going to affect the wrist. It didn't. It didn't actually affect any of my wrist self-tan. It actually blended out beautifully. It looks great. But it just feels like, oh, I'm going to ruin it. It doesn't, but it does feel like that. So I just wanted to put that out there. Same with the little facial mitt. It's quite a tight little wrist, so then I'm like, oh, I'm just trying to slip it on without ruining my tan. Again, nothing got ruined, but it does feel like that when you're applying it. Also, it has like this weird little thumb, and I kind of wish it didn't have the thumb, because when you're like doing your legs, it's kind of stiff, and it kept on like poking me in my lady bits, and I was like, okay, get out of your thumb. This is irritating, because it's kind of a stiff thumb. So when you're trying to like really get into your inner leg and like kind of groin section, it's just like stabbing you. It's not sharp, but it's just kind of in the way. And then when you go to switch with your other hand, I just was like, well, I'm not even gonna put the thumb in because obviously the thumb is in the wrong spot, and I like to only put self tanner on one side of the mitt. So then when I switched, obviously the thumb was on the wrong side, so then I was like, oh, this thumb is just poking around. So I didn't care for the thumb. I don't like the thumb. I think the thumb could be gone and it wouldn't be missed. So that would be my complaint about the mitt. The finger or the face one is just a little, you know, so I like the way the shape of that one is better, and I wish that the other mitt just chop off the thumb. The thumb is not needed, and I feel like because of the tight wrist, it doesn't feel like it's coming off your hand at all. Like it's very secure on your hand. As far as the smell goes, the smell's great. You guys, I haven't smelled like self tanner once. I am stuffed up. I do have a cold. But I asked Jay, and he's like, I don't even smell you. Like, normally you smell. You have that, like, self-tanner, burnt toast, kind of yucky smell. And, like, Jay's so used to it now that, like, he probably doesn't even, you know, pay attention. But you can smell it. It's not like you stink, like you're like, oh, B.O. grossy Joes. But it's got a kind of toasty, like a burnt toast skin smell. That sounds really gross, but you guys know what I mean. And with this one, when I was applying it, Jay actually, while he was applying my back, he's like, wow, this smells really nice. It's very fresh. It doesn't have the typical self-tanner stink. So I loved that. And then when I woke up this morning, I was like, I'm probably going to smell terrible. I didn't smell at all. I mean, I do have a cold, but I asked Jay. He said he didn't smell anything. He never once said that I smelled like self-tanner. And even now, like, my nose is clogged up. But there's no tint of a smell of like that self-tanner smell. So I love the smell. That's the only self-tanner I've ever used that doesn't give me a slight bit of a smell. They always do. Like, I'll have a tiny bit of a, you know, and then in your armpits, especially as the day goes on, you're like, self-tanner, you know. And so far, I have not had that at all. It also dried down fairly decently. I did feel a little bit tacky, but it wasn't terrible. And when I applied it the second time, because I actually applied it twice because that's what it said, I never felt wet after that. It was literally like the first 10-15 minutes, and then I was like, okay. The first time I did feel a little bit more kind of sticky, not sticky, but kind of moist for a little bit longer. I think it was like after an hour. I was like, oh, I'm still feeling a little moist, which is why I waited a little bit longer to apply it the second time. But once I applied it the second time, literally after 15 minutes, I felt like I could get dressed. I was going about my day. I didn't feel like I was like super moist or sticky or smelly or anything like that. It also never went looking dirty or ashy or bitty on me, which sometimes can happen. It didn't do that at all. It looked really beautiful. The color right off the bat is lovely. When I woke up this morning, I was so dark. It was almost too dark. I was like, dang, this looks so fake, because it was so dark than what I normally look like that I was like, wow, I definitely need to take a shower. But the nice thing about waking up so dark, and it was dark, I don't even know if it's going to show in the camera, but it was dark. And then when I showered, like, a ton will come off, and I'll leave a little clip that Jay got like right at the end, because I was like, babe, come film this, and he was in bed, and I was like, come film it. It's like all my tan. I just wanted to show how much was coming off, but I think he got there right at the end where it was like not very much. But the whole, I mean, like, when you're in the shower, you're like, oh, friend, I love you, I miss you. But then when I got out of the shower, I was like, wow, my tan looks really great. It looks really natural. The color is beautiful. I'm still really, really nice and brown without feeling like ridiculous or orange or green or too brown. It was just the perfect amount of color. So I just like show you right now, like, there is my stomach and there is my arm. So it's just very natural looking. Like, it doesn't look too much. It just looks like I have a real tan. I'm really impressed. I think it's just, the wrists especially are kind of unbelievable. Like, it's really hard to get a super natural looking non-streaky wrist and hand, and they look great. My feet also look, I'm not gonna be able to do this. Nope, I'm not cool enough, you guys. I'm too old. I can't, but my feet look great. There is no streaks, there is no lines, there is no wonky bits, there is no yikes, what the heck did you do to your toes? It all looks fabulous. The only thing is that it does kind of settle into your pores, so like around your chest, in between your boobs, on your legs if you have quite big follicles for your hair, and then of course your bikini line. Mine is just horrendous. So every little follicle that, it's like my hair's naturally blonde, but you would think I had black hair. It's just that's why I'm laser hair removing right now. It's just, it's horrible. I hate it. But yeah, it does kind of settle into the big pores of the hair follicles. So keep that in mind. It's not, I mean, that does happen with most, some worse than others. Once you shower, it's a little bit better, but it does still kind of hang out in there a little bit. But it's not as bad as one I tried recently that was like so bad. Even after I showered, I was like, this is just not cute. It was like in my arm hair follicles. Whereas this one is just kind of in the ones that are like really, where I have quite dark, thick hair. It's kind of hung out in that area. I'm really happy with it so far. I think it's amazing. I did put it on my face. My face ended up looking great. I mean, I have makeup on right now, but you know, it wasn't like super patchy or looking weird after I showered. It just looked great. So I'm really happy with it so far. Actually, this is my favorite self tanner I've ever used. I would absolutely repurchase. I would absolutely use again as of right now. Don't know how it wears off, but as of right now, it's my favorite I've ever used and I'm obsessed and I love it, but we will see how it wears off. So that is the true test. And I think I might just put this up and then just update you guys in a week and let you guys know what's going on. But as of right now, I'm so impressed and I'm so amazed and I'm like, yes, Molly Mae, you go girl. Oh, I'm so happy for her because I really like her. I love watching her videos on YouTube and it's like, I was so scared that it wasn't going to be great. And then I was like, oh, I'm going to have to give it a bad review and I love her so much, but I love it. It's so good. And honestly, she doesn't know who I am. She doesn't know I exist. It's like, it doesn't matter whether if I give her a bad review or a good review because she's probably not even going to see it. But I'm so happy because I am a fan of her that I get to give it a good review because I would have felt so sad if I had to give her a bad review. And then I'm like, oh friend, I love you, but I'm so sorry your self tanner sucks. But it doesn't suck. It's amazing. She did such a good job. So yes. I will link the self tanner, the mitt, the face mitt. I got it in a bundle. I'll link it down below so you guys can check it out if you want to yourself. If you like self tanner, I think you're really gonna love this one. It is bomb, like so good. So yeah, huge congrats to Molly Mae. Tommy is my boyfriend, but then I loved Molly Mae so much that I was like, I'm gonna let you have Tommy, because at first when I didn't know Molly Mae as well, I get really involved in shows, you guys. I'm a loser. But like, I was like, Tommy is my boyfriend. I love him so much. Like, oh my gosh, I love him. He's just so gorgeous. And then like I became like really a huge fan of Molly and I was like, oh my god, they're so perfect for each other. And so then like Tommy's not my boyfriend anymore, but like he's super hot, but he's not my boyfriend anymore because Molly and Tommy were meant to be together. They are soulmates. They found each other and like I love watching their vlogs. I love them so much. Like they're the cutest couple. They remind me so much of me and Jay when we were younger. So yeah, I absolutely love them. I think they're adorable. If you don't watch her channel, you should. She has these cute vlogs with them and they're so cute and they say stupid things like me and Jay used to when we were young. I mean, we still do. But like they're just so fun and they're not too deep and too serious. They're just fun. They're just fun and I love them. So I'm a huge fan. I'll link their channel down below. They're super cute and Tommy is not bad to look at. I mean, his eyes are just delightful. He's super cute and she's absolutely gorgeous. So yes, there you guys go. Hope you guys enjoy. I love you and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.